Whew. It's been a while since I picked up the camera. Don't know if you've seen the wing on the car. And since I picked it up, I have changed the diff, the seal on this side. This side's wet. It's really, I don't know if it's fully leaking, but that might have to be changed too. But yeah, so I changed that seal. But recently, my entire exhaust is out. Everything broke. You can see this how much it broke. Look at that. Look at that, it's fully broken. I think I'm just gonna have to kind of bite the bullet and buy a new exhaust, but why I had to take it out is this drive shaft has to come out. And I'll get under there and show you how wet, oh, there's my light, how wet that is right there. So we have to take this out. Drive shaft has to come out. And maybe while I'm down here, I'll wire brush up some of those spots and spray some undercoating in there so it doesn't get as bad or just worse than it already is, because this is the best view I've had though. So it seems like, I chop you, now you have to stand this side, that they cut this edge out, it's metal. We'll see what I can do, but
stay here on the ground. It's overrated. The cityscape escapes you.
So I'm gonna go compare this to the other seal. I guess something to wipe that down with, get it as clean as possible.
With a sound, it's delineated. I waited at the station for an hour, but I won't make it. You take off on an uptap by the tower, and you overtake it every moment. I see you on the rise. You're drawn across the sky. Now that ink has dried, and I can't.
1, 2, 3. It's all done. I would call that good. See if I can put you up in there, but it's pretty good. I know I put a couple things here with the thing, but I don't know if that's really going to do anything. Nothing really interacts with that, so I'd call it pretty good. I can't see what you're seeing right now, but I hope up there looks really good. So I hope that all up there looks good. Everything down here looks good. And from feel, doesn't feel like there's there's no gap up there. I got these bolts torqued down, which is, I'm gonna be honest here, when I put the diff in, I got them as tight as I could, and I couldn't really torque them, but now I can because there's no exhaust here in the way. So that's good. These are completely torqued. That looks wet, but it's only wet because I really lubed up the end of the drive shaft, because I was told to lube it, so I lubed it. I might wipe it, but I probably won't. Second try. First one has my dust in it. The exhaust shut up. Part of it's poking out here. It looks like it's just a flange, so hopefully it should be fine. I'm gonna get this open, and I drilled out all these holes, made gaskets because I don't have any gaskets installed for this. Hopefully everything works. I've done that before. But yeah, drilling out these holes were annoying because there were studs and they all snapped. So I'm gonna have to I haven't bought the hardware for it yet, but I'm just gonna run over to a store once to make sure everything lines up still. And yeah, should be good. So I'm gonna get this open, try lining everything up, get hardware, and I don't know if I'll record putting it on, but you sure will hear it when it starts. Last time I said I had my cat ready, I didn't realize, because it didn't say in the thing. It had it in the photo but not the description. This thing came with a cat. So now I have a functioning cat because that other one had nothing in it. Functioning cat, new exhaust. There. Oh god, this is bad. Yep. Get under, dude. What?
Are you not getting under right now?
I just want to listen to it for a second, then I'm going to go under. That might be a bit loud. ever since I picked up the camera. Since then, I have changed. So you can see in here that axle's dry because I changed the seal and it's held up on a test drive. You can see that axle stayed dry since I changed it. And the exhaust, I've come in today and I took off these hangers and I beat like where it attaches to the chassis up, and I gave it a nice gap there, and it should sit a bit higher. And hopefully, here where am I at? I forgot this thing's on rotation lock, so like it doesn't rotate. So you can see it's rubbing a bit on the ground when I go over big bumps. And I don't really want to rub too much on this new exhaust. So hopefully, with how much higher it's sitting, I did that over there too, so it might suck it up into the bumper a bit more. Because I don't like the big gap in the bumper. I know it might melt my bumper if it gets too close, but filling out the bumper a bit more would look nice. I've also changed, if you go under here, I've also come in here, and you guys know I changed, because I showed it earlier, I changed this seal for the drive shaft, and it stayed dry, so it worked. And there was a rattle in my exhaust, and there's supposed to be a bracket that goes up and around here, just rusted and was rattling around a bunch. So I took that off. And now, well, the only bad thing now is if my exhaust hits, it's gonna vibrate up here, and that bracket seemed to have held my exhaust in place. And there's no flex pipe on this exhaust at all. So I'm worried with it like that, it could mess with my headers, and I really hope that doesn't happen. Also, because of how loud the exhaust is, I couldn't even hear the cold air intake, so I went back to a stock airbox, because the only reason I had the cold air intake was for the noise, and if it's not making the noise, I can't hear it. I might as well go back to stock airbox and get the reliability out of this. So, while I have the car in here on a rainy day, I thought, I've been hearing this wheel squeak when I hit the brakes, so I'm going to take the wheel off and check how the calipers look, and I'll check on that side. Because I've had both the rears off recently, I'm doing the axles and stuff, they both look good. So I'm just going to see how the pads look on this side and the driver's side. So I'll set you guys up on a time lapse and we'll be good.
Tell you why, oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? Oh, Mimi, can you tell me there's an issue? I've seen it clouded all around you. Why can't you tell me there's an issue you've seen before? And I can't tell you why, no, I can't.
So, my dumb ass was trying to take the caliper off for some reason, but you can see in here, where the brake pads are, look fine. They still have life in them. Like, quite a bit. So I don't really know why they're squeaking so much. So, after some of those exhaust sounds, me and Kate went on a drive, we hit a dirt road, and we rode a rock. So, if you look under here, it's not even too bad. I think this is from the rock, and I'll show you what happened when we saw that. Let's get this light over here. So we have that spot, and that spot I've already come through here and wire brushed it. We have that spot there, and then just let it around to a bunch of little small spots. But if you look, I didn't lay it on thick enough, and it's super thin in this area. The driver's side is relatively thinner when I put the undercoating on, so it's not as good. On the passenger side though, I scraped getting onto a bridge, and it did all of that. But I'd say relatively, for scraping it onto a bridge, that's pretty good. So I'm just going to touch it up. I wire brushed it, just so it doesn't get rusty. I'm just going to cover it back up, and so I forgot to film an outro for this video. For the update on the undercoating I did, which is the last thing I showed. I'll show that, and then we'll cut this video off. You can see that I recoated everything. This side's a bit thicker now. I put as much on as I could before I ran out. if we look at the passenger side where our lock got taken off, you can see this. I kind of glopped a bit on. I'm leaving it for a few days to dry. It's already been a few days, but it's still a bit soft. But my first drive in this is going to be tomorrow. But it's already pretty hard, so yeah. I'm probably going to buy more. You can see here is kind of thin. So once I get a few days, maybe I click rains for a few days, I might buy some more and just do that all around the underside. Get on there a bit thicker. It's holding up good, but having it on there thicker can't hurt. So yeah, so that's how the car stands now. I don't know what we're gonna do next to this thing, but I think I'm gonna end this video here. So I might tomorrow be going to a junkyard, looking for a few things, but we're gonna see what happens. We'll see what happens in the next video.